Okay. Again, plyometric training is defined as a quick, powerful movement involving an eccentric contraction. Watch me. Eccentric contraction followed by immediate and explosive concentric contraction. Yes. Plyometric training is a quick, powerful movement involving an eccentric contraction followed immediately by an explosive concentric contraction. Has anyone here ever done plyometric training of any kind?
Yes, probably.
Raise your hands. Okay, and when we talk about plyometric, what do you immediately think about?
Cleans.
What's the first thing that pops into your head?
Cleans. Cleans.
Cleans? Okay, that's beautiful, and that's right. But that's not what most kids think about. When we think about plyometric training, we think about jumping.
And that.
Right? Vertimax, plyometric training. Every NBA team, every college and university, most high schools have Vertimax trainers because they work. Okay? You guys are sitting on them. What are those?
Boxes.
They're jump boxes. You know, plyometric training so what is eccentric contraction anyway? Okay, watch. I'm lengthening in eccentric. I'm going to show you eccentric contraction in the lower body as if you're jumping or doing a squat. All right? So it's a lengthening of the muscles. Eccentric. Eccentric. The resistance is overwhelming me. I am losing. Now when I go up, concentric, look, I am beating the resistance. Think about this in a push-up. Okay, in a push-up, eccentric contraction, so my muscles are lengthening, right? Now I push up. So my body weight, gravity is overwhelming me, and then boom, I overwhelm both of those forces, right? So if you're pushing out, up against resistance, that's concentric. Why do you need to know this? Because I'm going to refer to this back and forth, and you need to know what that is. Eccentric is when the forces are beating me, right? And now I'm going to be, so eccentric is lengthening of the muscles. Concentric is shortening of the muscles. So, plyometric training is this quick, powerful eccentric followed by a quick, powerful concentric. Basically, you're forcing the eccentric contraction, right? You're all about to do this. You're all about to do landings. You're all about to step off the boxes and land. In that landing, the eccentric contraction is being forced. Later, we're going to jump after that, which is the concentric. Right? So plyometric training really helps develop power. Now, I've only talked really about, that's cool, I've only really talked about lower body in jumping. Jacob mentioned cleans. Let's talk about that. So we've got this to start, right? I'm ripping the weight up, and then I'm going to have a quick eccentric contraction. So as the bar or weight comes up, now it's forcing me into that eccentric contraction. So the weight, gravity, my body weight's forcing me down, and then I'm going to stand up, right? Is that plyometric?
Yes.
By definition, it is, isn't it? Okay, how about this? How about clap push-ups?
Yes.
Plyo push-ups, when you push up off the ground and get air, is that plyometric?
Yes.
Of course it is, because you're forcing the eccentric contraction into that concentric. Yes. Okay, how about a ball slam? Throwing it off the wall? Those are all power things, especially football guys. When we're not in COVID, when you finish a set of bench press, I have you lay on the floor, I drop a big ball on you. You catch it and try to throw it to the ceiling. Is that plyometric?
Yes.
Why?
Force. It's eccentric, concentric.
Right, so here comes the force, you're letting it overwhelm, and then bam. So forced eccentric into that quick concentric. Okay, I know that eccentric and concentric don't get confused. I'm going to say it 1,000 times in the semester. Eccentric, concentric. Eccentric, concentric. Right? Over and over. So when we force that and we make it quick, we're talking about plyometrics. Okay? That's what it is. Why do we do it? Why do we do plyometrics? To build explosive power. Quickness. We can use it to build speed. We can use it to build greater jumping ability. All of those things are power, because power, here you go, power equals speed plus strength. Power equals speed plus strength. Now, we're going to go out and we're going to use the penalty boxes today. You know, those little things I've been babbling about. We're going to use them a little bit. There's a lot of foot quickness things in there. There's some jumping things in there, plyometric, right? And then if you put it all together in a workout, 8 to 20 to 30 minutes, you start talking about something called power endurance. How many offensive linemen do I have in here? Are you really playing offensive line?
Play football.
Then you probably shouldn't have. For those of you, I know that Texas Ranger over here played offensive line. You know, think about power. So you have to fire out and knock that other big ugly, right? You got to get him out of the way so somebody can run behind him. Now you do it once, that's a maximal effort, right? You're trying to hit him with everything you got, yes? Yes? Okay. Now you do it 75 to 85 times a game. Endurance, because you have to do it over and over again. Lauren, you run mile after mile after mile. That's endurance. But every stride is not necessarily a maximal effort. You get into a pace. You get comfortable. Well, as comfortable as you can, run as fast as you can. These guys, it's not comfortable. They're trying to shock the pee out of the guy across from them, but they got to do it. Think about a major league pitcher who's throwing a 95, 98 mile an hour fastball, and he's got to do it, 70, 80, 90 times a game. Power endurance. When I was your age, we didn't know that term. Okay? but you do. So power endurance. So when we do a power activity over and over and over again, NBA basketball players. Okay, the Raptors scored 150 points 2 nights ago. The Lakers scored 82 in the first half last night. Or 80, whatever it was. Right? But those guys are jumping time and time and time and time and time and time again, trying to jump as high as they can. Power endurance. Yes? So through plyometric training, if we put it together and you do multiple sets, we're also building power endurance. Yes? Questions on plyometrics, power endurance? You need me to repeat anything? So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go out and warm up. It's going to be really fast. You're going to run out there, finish your warm up, run back in here, and then you're going to get next to a box. Okay? All right, so Lamone, if you would, just for our at-home learners, would you turn it around? I'm going to show you kind of what we're going to do here. Okay. Basically, let me see if your friend's going to get my kneecap. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step off of the box. I'm going to step off the box and land.
Very great.
Okay, again, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to step off of the box and land. Now, about the landing. When I land, I'm going to go this way, Jacob. When I land, all right, I want my knees, my feet to be under my ankles. My ankles be under my knees under my hips. I want to, you hear that? I'm on the balls of my feet and then my heels touch. I do not come down heels first. If I come down heels first, it's going to hurt, but it's also going to make a distinctive sound. Hear that? Shock goes all the way up my spine. That is very uncomfortable. Now I'm going to do it right. Hear the distinctive sound difference? Okay? Landing is important because when I land, I'm going to take off. And I've said to all the little ones that your landings and your takeoffs need to look alike. So if I land and I take off and I land, it should look the same every time. Right? You're looking down here. Okay? Yes?
Yes.
Some of you are going to want to land this way. No. Some of you are going to want to land this way. Not very, that's how you tear your back up. Okay? So this should look like an athletic position, chest over your knees, triple threat position in basketball, serve, receive in volleyball. You're going to get a ground ball. You're going to line up in a preset. They all kind of look alike, and that's exactly how you should look when you land. Yes? Okay, questions? Thank you, Jacob. All right.